Hi everybody, welcome back to the Zarian Forum. I am Gregory Zarian, flying solo. Lawrence, I do miss you. Hope you're having a great night, everybody. And the conversation tonight is dating. Who's a tragic train mess? Or who, after this last break, took some notes down and embraced some really great positive qualities about themselves. Joining myself tonight is the dating go-to guy, Brandon Aki. His website will be underneath when we have, of course, his handsome face right next to me. And during the break, we already got a phone call, so joining us is Sarah. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. Do you have a comment or a question for Brandon?
I do. I wanted to ask Brandon, what's the best advice you can give to a successful professional woman that's dating and trying to find the right man?
Great. Well, first of all, how successful are you? I'm really cute in the morning, I don't snore, and I clean up dishes.
Successful enough.
Perfect. Can I just say this? I love that question because there's a lot of women out there that make a lot more money, per se, than men, or very successful, that men are very intimidated by that. What is your remedy for that?
Well, first of all, that is the type of clientele that I work with, through and through. And, what I've noticed the most is that when you are in a phase of your life where you commit to work and you commit to your profession and everything like that, it's really, really important that you understand that when you start to make that shift toward making your personal life number one, you really have to throw your energy into it. Don't take a half-step approach to it. Really throw yourself into it. Take the same drive and determination that you took to build your career and start building stronger relationships. And that really means, like we said before, really understanding yourself. A lot of my clients, find it difficult to transition or take that hat off from work, where they have to be tough, where they have to be straight to the point and everything like that. Because, if you take that same hard demeanor and everything like that it takes to be successful in business, it's much more difficult to succeed in your dating life. You have to understand who you are in the context of the person that you want to be with. And then, if you need to take a little bit of time after work to really get back to who you are, meditate, really take a deep breath, take a shower, take a bath, whatever it takes to shift gears. But once you do that, then start focusing on building a stronger foundation for your dating.
Oh, I love that. Did that answer your question, Sarah?
Yes, that was terrific. But I just wanted to also add to that question, is there a certain type of guy that I should be looking for, or I'm more likely to do well with when I'm dating?
Yeah, well, number one, I tell my clients that it doesn't matter who you want to date, right? Somebody asked me today, what my passion really is, and it really is problem solving, right? And, so often we don't do that for ourselves. The main piece is that in order to find out the guy that you need to be with, start looking at your past choices, all right? Your past choices are going to tell you who you're automatically predisposed to dating. Then once you understand your past choices, now understand, okay, these were what was bad about those choices of guys, and this is what was good about them. And then start understanding once you understand the pieces that were bad about them, start looking for signs where you can see it early on, right? So if you know that you don't like a guy who doesn't open the car doors for you, or a guy who's inconsiderate and things like that, start coming up with a matrix of questions that you can ask or things that you can see to help clue you in, hey, this is really not a guy who wants to put me first in his life.
Wow. First of all, guys, if you don't open the door and stand up, let's have a conversation, okay? And I probably want to talk to your parents first, because that's where you learn it. Sarah, did that answer your question?
That was terrific. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for watching.
Very welcome.
Oh, and Sarah?
Yes.
Do me a favor, please email us, contact@thezarianforum.com. And I didn't offer this yet. We will email you one of Brandon's ebooks when it comes out next month.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Sarah, if you can see the TV, this is for you. Love that you called.
Awesome.
Have a great night. So then, bottom line though, I love that whole question, because there's a lot of women that are worried about dating a man that doesn't make as much money. Because my thing is this, guys, if you can remove everything about ego, I think for men and women, if you remove the ego, you're a lot more natural, a lot more authentic. And I also love that you said to come back to yourself.
Yeah.
In a relationship, then you would have to create a boundary. When I get home, I'll kiss you high and say hi, and just give me 10 minutes to come back to me.
Yeah.
I've been power witch for 10 hours. But do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it also is setting up the conversation about what to do.
It is. It is.
Okay, so we listed find the great things. We then need to look at the bad things, as you were just discussing, right?
Yeah.
What are some of the negative things that we need to look at or strip away before we dive into that relationship?
Anything you're insecure about, right? If you can't have open and honest dialogue about 90% of things that are out there,
Such as?
right? So, I like to tell all my clients, there's no questions that are off limits, right? So,
Oh!
right? And you have to be prepared for that, right? Don't get mad if a guy asks you how many children you want to have, right? Like, if you can't answer that truthfully and honestly on a first date, well, then you have to reevaluate it and say, hey, where's my life going, right?
Oh, that's interesting.
If a guy asks you and he says, hey, you know what, like, if we got together, could you put me first and put your career second? It's a tough question, but it's one that deserves to be answered, right? And if you can't be able to answer those tough questions, well, then you really have to look at yourself and say, hey, you know what? Take inventory of some of the bad things that are going on and have answers for them, for yourself and for the person you want.
As I am newly learning what dating is, on any given first date, I want a house and a family, period.
Yeah.
And then I'll wait for the text. Okay, I guess you're not that interested in that because I'm honest. I know what I want.
Well, and I have to caution people on that, on that as well, is, some people are naturally, due to societal norms and things like that, they're naturally predisposed to cringe when they get certain questions. So I always tell people it's all in the delivery, all right? And it's all about the environment that you're in, right? So, when I'm working with my clients, I don't like to have a sterile environment where we're sitting in front of a desk and things like that, right? Because that's whenever you start to have a blockage in between communication. You want to make sure that you completely understand and feel comfortable before you ask a question or before you throw something out there that might be offensive or something along those lines. Understand that it's all in the delivery.
Okay, and also, and maybe position the question as to how you would like it delivered to you as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so write down the good, write down the bad. Or when I don't like the word bad, write down the things to work on.
Yeah.
Look at your past. See what has worked, what hasn't worked.